Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
All right, well, hey, we're going to get started. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend, and we got a big announcement today, but we got a lot of stuff going on. Kendall, you always bring us really random fun facts, and I know you've got an interesting one today because you told me about it when I walked in.
Yeah, so fun fact today. I'm so excited. I was telling Ann I just couldn't almost wait to say it until you got here. National Insurance Awareness Day is today, Monday, and I'm so excited because that is such an important day to all of us. Of course, we all work in the insurance industry. I hope everyone here knows that. So let's be aware.
Be aware you're in the industry. Well, that's I never knew that. You know, I hear, September's Life Insurance Awareness Month. I never knew today was National Insurance Awareness Day. I think more people need to be aware of their insurance, and that is our job, and we're considered essential as part of this. And so celebrate that. Walk around, tell people that today is National Insurance Awareness Day. Speaking of days, there's a big day coming up this weekend. It's one of my favorite holidays, 4th of July. Man, I just absolutely love 4th of July. It's one of my favorite days. We always have a big thing as a family with fireworks and everything. It was one of those days I remember growing up always celebrating and just love. And you really think about, like, what it took for people almost 250 years ago to really go out and say, we're going to create something completely different, that we're all going to be equal. We've got this democracy, this idea of democracy and the way that changed the world. And I think that in a very small way, Integrity is trying to do something completely different in the independent agent market and really creating something incredibly exciting as well. So since we're going to be closed on Monday, we're going to hold the next Inspire next Tuesday, July 6th. So you'll watch for an update on that. So if you call in on July 5th, you definitely aren't going to hear me on that one. So because we're going to do it on July 6th. So please join us on that. Kendall, I know 4th of July is a fun time for you and your family too.
Yeah.
You got little kids. Darcy, you going to let her hold a sparkler, or are you going to?
We'll do some sparklers. We'll do some fireworks. Not anything big or anything. Just,
you got to get the little snakes. Remember the little snakes?
Well, we do the chicken ones that pop out, the eggs.
Yeah, they also have little puppy ones that are like the same thing, but it's poop. It's like they're hilarious. They're hilarious. You got to get those. You got to get some Roman candles. Maybe a little early for Roman candles at this point for her, but not for long.
Yeah, she'll certainly enjoy it. No, I will.
That will be so much fun. We'll tell everybody happy 4th of July. Well, we're also excited about having Medicare Live coming up later this summer. Ann, I know you and your team have been working really hard on this. Give us a little update on Medicare Live.
Yes, we are so excited. Medicare Live will be later in the summer, and we are working right now on all the content, who the speakers are, trying to just make sure that it is beyond helpful specifically for our agencies and agents that we all serve together. So we're focusing, and we've been asking many of you on this call how to make sure that it's the best conference ever. Last year was our first inaugural event, and we had an incredible turnout, and now we're keeping it going. And so this will be our second Medicare Live event, and our Save the Date will be coming out in the coming weeks. We're going to have you guys help us promote it, which there's no one better in the industry than those on this call to promote events. Holy cow, we've got the best marketers on the phone, the best support teams on the phone, and probably, I would say, definitely the most competitive people in the industry on this phone call. So when we made it a contest last year of who could get the most agents on, definitely going to do that again this year, Brian. That is how we got so many people to join, and I can't wait for this year. So get ready, get excited. We're going to have integrity leaders share all their experience, their knowledge, their expertise in the industry. it's going to be awesome. It'll be one of those that everyone's going to be talking about again.
Yeah, so we had over 6,000 people join last year. This will be well over 10,000. It's pretty amazing. When we talk about leaders leading from the front, this was such a great opportunity for us to come together last year when you couldn't travel to conferences and really lead from the front for the industry. And I just can't wait to see what we create on this version of Medicare Live. It's going to be a lot of fun. So be watching for that and be ready for something really exciting. And then, Ann, I know, man, I don't know if we've ever had a response for something like what we've seen with women in leadership. And last week's, or week before last, I should say, series that started off with Joanne Ray. My goodness, I mean, you guys are like rock stars right now in the industry, and it's been such an incredible way. In fact, I had a competitor reach out to me who was like, okay, now this is something that I just admire so much. I want to talk to you about joining you just because of watching women in leadership and Joanne Ray. So I know that's been a lot of fun for you, Ann, and we've got more to come, right?
We do, and it's exactly what you just said, Brian, about leading from the front, right? So getting our leaders out in front of the industry, showing what we're doing to support women as they grow, and just showcase these incredible women that have really forged the path over years and years, and that's what Joanne did. And we've got all these speakers to come. In fact, we were going to kind of do this every so often, and now we've just gotten all this feedback of, you've got to do this more frequently. You've got to keep telling these stories, and everyone's excited to hear more from the Integrity women leaders. And so there'll be a Women in Leadership session, of course, in Medicare Live. That's actually where this concept started, which was so amazing that there was such an incredible turnout to that one. And then now we're just going to keep this up. We're going to send out a survey about those other ways to lead from the front and to show how women can be showcased in the future. And we're going to continue this seminar series with more to come. And you're right, Brian. We knew that it would be a successful event. We had no idea how many people would join on a Friday afternoon, and we did it over the lunch period because we thought it would be one of those where you can take a break from your day-to-day work, which is heavy, of course, and we're all here driving to one goal together, and we just had hundreds and hundreds of people join our first seminar series. So more to come. Survey coming out to ask for more ways we can lead from the front. And thank you all who have sent in. Everyone's been sending in already thoughts into inspire@integritymarketing.com. So if you have ideas, and as you've seen on many of these shows, we come up with a lot of these ideas live on Monday mornings, and then we find a way to pull them off. And so thank you, everyone, for joining, promoting this event, and more to come. Thanks, Brian.
Well, thank you so much. We also mentioned a few weeks ago that we had moved into a new office here in Dallas for the Dallas Shared Service Center. We have bucked some trends. We ended up coming downtown where a lot of big companies are moving out into the suburbs. We came downtown. There's a lot more economic value down here and a lot of opportunity for all of us. And it's created quite the buzz in Dallas, Texas. And there's been a lot of publicity and things of that nature. So we're going to be sharing out some of the press release and things about this move. But if you are ever in Dallas, we'd love for you to swing by. Just like Mike and Gloria Lynch did last week, we've had Jeremy Peelermeyer, we've had a number of different people from Andy Albright to Sean Mike and others swing by the new office. We're in a temporary space. We'll be building out a kind of future shared service office here in Dallas. So if you're in Dallas, we'd love for you to come out and see us, and we'll be sending out more about that as well, because we're building something pretty special overall here at Integrity. Well, we always ask Kendall to share a song. What do you have for us today?
All right, this goes out to all of our partners and Integrity family members that are in North Carolina. Headed down south to the land of the pines. I'm thumbing my way into North Carolina. Starting up the road, pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours. picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping to Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me.
Wow, that was awesome. So the new partner, if you hadn't figured it out, is from what state?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, here we come. Good job, Kendall. But today we have another amazing new partner, and I'm excited to announce that Carolina Senior Marketing has joined the Integrity family. As part of this partnership, Dustin Alipour, CEO of Carolina Senior Marketing, will become a managing partner here at Integrity. Carolina Senior Marketing is an independent marketing organization based in Cary, North Carolina, representing over 70 different insurance companies and offering everything from Medicare Advantage to long-term care plans for their independent insurance agents. Since 2008, Carolina Senior Marketing has built an incredible reputation for supporting agents and providing them with a broad range of marketing and advertising support to help them become better known in their communities. Now that Carolina Senior Marketing is part of the Integrity family, Dustin and his amazing team can tap into all the Integrity resources, technology, shared services, and do what they do best, which is empower and brand their agents and support their amazing agents and agencies in their chosen markets. So, Dustin, man, we could not be more excited to welcome you and your family to the Integrity family today. And as we talk about this, a lot of times our partners will say, man, there's no way I'm going to sing. Don't call on me. But you just sent in a text and said, I'm down. So we would love, first of all, we're excited to have you as a partner, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Brian. I'm not a singer, but I will tell you that this year my family has gotten into lake life and just boating on the lake. And I think just with everything going on this past year, it's been kind of fun to get my kids involved. I've got 4 kids, and teaching them how to man the boat and how to, lake surf and wakeboard and do all those fun things. So there was a song that was playing early on our boat, and it's called Get Along. And we named our boat Get Along. And so one of the verses in it, which is pretty funny, but it seems relative to kind of the year we've had this last year, says, paint a wall, learn to dance, call your mom, buy a boat, drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend, can't we all just get along? And that's kind of been our theme. So that's about as good as I can sing right there. So I hope you'll have a little fun with that.
Who sings that? I got to.
That's a Kenny Chesney song. Yeah, it's a Kenny Chesney song. It's a great summer song.
Get Along. Oh, I'm writing this down. Yeah. Kenny Chesney. It's unusual
to name a surf boat, wakeboard boat, but we said we didn't care. We were naming it Get Along, so when you get on the boat, you know what to expect. And we've had lots of folks on it, and it's been a lot of fun. So it's kind of been our theme for, just get along.
Man, that is I cannot wait to. I'm going to download that song right away after this. And Dustin, this is such an exciting day for all of us. We've been talking for quite some time about this, and we just literally closed this transaction right before this call, which is is a lot of fun. And today we get to announce this to all of our partners. Now, one of the things we want to do is to let people know more about what you're building there, and to know a little bit more about your family and your business. And so I'd love to hear just a little bit more about you personally, and then how you got into this incredible business that we're in.
Yeah. No, again, thanks for having me. And can I just say, we got into this in 2008. And, Brian, honestly, I don't think we would be having this conversation if it wasn't for Ryan Kimball and Laura Kimball. They invested in us very early on. They gave us an opportunity. They had no idea who we were. We had no idea who they were. They just came highly recommended, and from the very beginning, they just showed a lot of interest in us and gave us opportunities like none other. So I'm really convinced that we would not be having this conversation if it wasn't the way they cared for our business. And they're just incredible people.
It's funny you say that. I don't know if you remember. I know you've got to remember this. Whenever you and I first started talking, this is something that I really just admired so much about you. When you and I first got introduced, before we had partnered with Ryan and Laura and Agent Pipeline, and we started talking about what the partnership could look like, and you said, I wouldn't even consider it unless Ryan Kimball and Laura Kimball were part of this, because I would never want to do anything to impact them. And I just respected that so much and admired that commitment that you've had to them and just your dedication to them. And so literally we talked a few years ago, and then the day we closed the deal with Agent Pipeline, is like, okay, now let's start talking again. And so we've been through a process of kind of doing a lot of this over time, but I love that kind of loyalty and dedication and just that commitment that you've had to them, and then giving them a shout out today, I know means the world to all of them as well.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, it was funny because I told my wife early on when we started having these conversations, I said, there's really several things that are important to us in the way that we want to care for our staff and our agents, but I didn't want to lose that relationship with Ryan and Laura and Agent Pipeline, and I really had to come up with a good idea for the announcement video. Otherwise, I didn't think I could do it. And so I think both have still been accomplished in this process. And so your team did a great job putting that video together, and they're like magicians over there. So just excited about both. But I will also add, in this space in North Carolina, it's a relatively small space for the FMO market, meaning that we all know each other and we all are at different meetings together. And I would tell you there's several that have been just awesome folks to us. Two of those have been Bill Douglas with Savers Marketing and Todd Fincher with Tidewater Management. We've been friendly competitors, and I've admired the way they run their businesses, the size and the scope and how they run their businesses. And honestly, they've inspired us in the way they've grown. They've added staff. They've, marketed outside of North Carolina. And so I've just been encouraged by just the way they've been cheerleaders for us to continue to grow and then continue to have this opportunity to talk with integrity. And every few months I continue to get messages from them, and we have conversations, and they say, hey, you really should consider this. Like, you really won't look back. And so I'm grateful that they were great cheerleaders and just friendly competitors to encourage us to do that.
Well, before we move on, this is so much fun, and this idea of get along and come together is so cool. We actually have a little for you. Ryan Kimball is on the phone. Ryan, are you there with us?
Hey, Brian, I'm here.
Hey, man, I thought we'd just kick this off, start from the beginning, and let you be the first to congratulate.
Yeah, Dustin, brother, it is. It's an exciting day. I think all the messages in my office are going really fast right now with you guys joining, and honestly, I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more proud of you. It's an amazing what you've been able to accomplish. And Brian, for you and everybody else on the call, Dustin's group has been, for years, our largest partner we've had. And Dustin, I remember when you first came on board, brother, and what you were trying to build and what your plans were. It was super exciting to see you, and for you to be able to fulfill that with your great team and all the people you've surrounded yourself with. It's impressive, and I think really as an integrity platform, as a group, man, it is. We are winning big time by having you as part of the platform. So thanks for trusting us, and thanks for being a partner for all the years you have. You guys have been amazing, and it's been fun to work with you and see you grow.
Thanks, Ryan. That's very kind.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, Brian, really appreciate you, man. We wouldn't be here without you for sure. But we wouldn't have this Inspire podcast without Laura Kimball. You were talking about Laura. This is actually all of Laura's idea. So I don't know. Some days I want to thank her, and some days I want to blame her when we talk. But Laura's idea when we started out with COVID, when we were talking about how do we come together. This was all actually Laura's idea. Talking about great women in leadership. There's not many better than Laura, if any better. She is just remarkable. So, Laura, are you there with us too?
Good morning, guys. Yes, I'm on. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Dustin, welcome to the team. I am so glad that you have joined us. I know this has been in talk for a while, and I'm just so glad to have you on board. And your partnership over the years has just meant so much to us. I feel like we've all almost kind of like grown up together. I've watched your agency grow. I've watched your family expand recently, and it's just been a pleasure to always work with you. One of my best memories, though, is coming down for one of your agent seminars and just watching. I mean, the way that your agents and you interact together, it's like if you all are all like a family, and it was just such a great event to be at, and I was very honored to be there and speak at that event. So welcome to the team, and I'm so glad that you're on board.
Thanks, Laura. Glad to be a partner. Thanks for all your investment all these years and caring for us.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much, Laura. Appreciate everything you do for all of us as well. And thanks for this idea of Inspire, too.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And then you mentioned Bill Douglas. Bill's one of the best Southern gentlemen in the world. Bill, you there with us?
Yes, sir. Brian, can you hear me?
We can hear you great, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, Dustin, congratulations, man. Everything that Laura and Ryan said, I couldn't be more excited to have you as a partner. As you mentioned earlier, we have been competitive or friendly competitors for all these years. And to all the folks on the crowd on the call today that don't know Dustin, I can't think of a classier organization than what Dustin has created and developed at Carolina Senior Marketing, and his staff is tremendous. And I will tell everybody, your agent, the loyalty that your agents have shown to you and your team is incredible. And, now that we're partners, I can't wait to learn more secrets from you about how I can improve our business. So, hey, congratulations.
Thanks, Bill. You're very kind. And then really, I use the word cheerleader. Thanks for always being an encourager, over these years, just saying you really should consider it. I really think this is the best thing for your business. And you had no, financial or vested interest in our business to do that. But, you were always positive and encouraging, so I appreciate it. It made a big difference.
Hey, congratulations. I'm delighted to call you partner.
Yeah.
And then, man, we're just getting blown up. There's so many people who are so excited about this. But Todd Fincher, are you there with us?
I couldn't be more excited, buddy. When I got a text from you the other day, just with a wink, kind of a wink and a nod. I thought, man, he's going to be a great partner. So I'm so excited for you to join this. You're never going to regret the decision. And if there's anything that I can do to help you, please give me a ring. And if nothing else, let's just get together for lunch or a cold beer or something and celebrate in the near future.
Sounds great. What's funny is, your lasting words still resonate, and one of those, or with me, and one of those was when I asked you, what would you do different, or what do you regret? And you go, man, I just regret I didn't do this earlier, and that stuck with me for a while. And so I appreciate the encouragement. It's gonna be fun.
Dustin, I got to tell you, and then I'll shut up. But when Brian, once we joined Integrity, Brian said, "Hey, Todd, go and who do you know that like a really good organization that we should talk to?" I mean, the first phone call I made was you, buddy. I knew you'd.
Thanks.
I mean, you're a rock star in the business, and your agent's you're a little production machine. I echo everyone else's sentiment. It's going to be an amazing partner.
Yeah,
I'm excited, man.
That is the story. So the first day we closed the transaction with Todd. Todd said, "Hey guys, have y'all talked to Dustin Alipour? You got to get on the phone with him right now." And then that's when we got on the phone, and you were like, "Hey, I can't do anything to hurt Ryan and Laura Kimball," which it just makes all of this even sweeter. I think hearing everybody come together like this. This is a lot of fun, and I think as you bring together great people, you can create something really exceptional. So thank you guys for all joining to say congratulations here this morning.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Dustin, as we started, we were going to talk a little bit. I mean, just the admiration and respect you have from all of your peers. I'd love to learn a little bit more about a little bit more about yourself, and a little bit more about how you got into the business. So can you share a little bit about that for all the people just familiar with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm one of those believers of nothing goes to waste with our time, and everything has a foundational effect for the future. And so, looking back, I got out of college and I joined my father-in-law as a young financial advisor with one of the big national security brokerage firms. And after a few years in the business, we decided to go independent and start our own brokerage company. And, that was great. It was going well. And we had an opportunity right in front of us that we didn't see because obviously we were in the brokerage and insurance business that I had a family member come to us and said, "Hey, I'm losing, basically a contract, a Medicare contract in my county from one of the big national Medicare companies. And I need to move like 800 customers and I need to do it in about 30 days. So this was my mom that, came to me and said this, and I knew very little about Medicare, but obviously we were in the insurance space. So we went out and found a contract of, basically the next best plan in town. And they happened to be here, they had a headquarters here in North Carolina. And that's kind of the start of it. We, obviously helped her get contracted. And she had several other friends starting to kind of do the same thing, watching what she was doing. But really what it came down to was, she needed more than contracting. She needed a business model. She needed someone to help her figure out that she needed to set up an S corporation or an LLC. She needed marketing. She needed, all these extra things so that it was more than just a person selling Medicare out of her trunk. She needed a business model. She needed help with being known and found and seen online. Websites were popping up back then. That was the new business card. And so, that's really how we got into it. And before we knew it, we had lots of other agents leaving several of these captive situations where they were, giving up a salary and benefits and 401ks to go and start a business. And when we kind of perfected the onboarding and start of that, and that's how we got into it. It was one of those things where we look back, and I knew my time. That's why I say it's foundational. My time with working with seniors, investing money, played into my time meeting with folks in the senior space. A lot of these folks were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that said, "Hey, I need assistance. I need a trusted partner. I need somebody who can help me figure out how to start this business because I'm giving up a lot to do it, but I know it's got a great opportunity." And so I look back as a young financial advisor and I see the impact that it played into helping people basically make good decisions and building a business. And so from that, we grew really fast. Lots of agents coming on board, especially in that captive space that wanted to go independent. And, kind of the rest is history.
Well, I think it's incredible what you guys are building, and I really say that in the present tense and frankly the future tense, because a lot of times you talk about, well, you've built this great company and all that, but you guys are just getting started. I mean, you guys are a rocket ship that is growing so fast, and we're bringing on so many really incredible young partners here at Integrity. Somebody mentioned to me a while back, they said, is this only a succession planning play here with what you guys are doing? And ironically, most of the people who have been on this call have been in their 30s and 40s because it's a lot of us who are coming together saying, hey, I want to create something bigger and I want to do something bolder in this industry that we love so much. And I know what you're doing is you're bringing in these agents, giving them this opportunity, and then tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing on the branding side of things and the marketing side for your agents is, I think, a real differentiator. And I'd love for you to just share a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think, our big value add has always been the creative side. we all have access to contracts to provide, and you certainly, service is what, we try to help set us apart in the way that we go above and beyond to really delight these agents. We call it anticipatory service, and the idea is we want to think ahead of what we think they're going to need before they even ask for it. And so our team has taken that approach with even our creative side. And so, we have this tagline here at the office and that we put on our email signatures, and it's, we're the creative and innovative partner for the independent agent. And so, we want to be creative, we want to be innovative. And honestly, that's what's so intriguing about the Integrity platform, Integrity Group, to us, was that an innovative approach to insurance. And so, a really funny story is one of our web designers we hired said that when she saw our job posting, she immediately thought it was intriguing, but she said, I never want to work for an insurance company. She came over and interviewed with us as what she called now a practice interview. And, it's kind of flattering, but at the same time, she said, I don't want to work for an insurance company. Well, we never looked at ourselves like an insurance company. We're really a marketing company in the insurance space. And so now she's been here, just over 2 years, and she loves it, and she's, can't imagine life not being a part of this team. But it was innovative, it was creative, and I think that's what was appealing to her. And so for us, we just try to go deeper with lead generation, managing and creating websites for agents. We manage their social media platforms with content, blogs, newsletters. We handle and set up their Google review pages, and we basically do everything to help them become locally famous. That's really our goal, because if we can make it easy for people to find them, customers to find them, then they're going to be successful. And then we've created something that, in a sense, can almost be on autopilot, because now they're seen and famous enough and known enough in town that it just, business just begins to come to them and replicate. So we're just trying to help the agent business to thrive. That's what we're doing. And so different agents have different needs. My mom's a good example of, I've not spent $1 on helping her do marketing in the last probably 8 years. She didn't need that. She needed to, have everything look credible, like she's a real operation, but she has so many customers, like a lot of our agents, that they already talk about her. They just have to make it easy for new people to find her or find them. And so that's where we really cater to them individually and figure out what it is we can offer in that creative and innovative space.
Man, that's such a great idea. And I know a lot of people talk about that, but you guys are really doing it in a big way. And listen, I know you come across as you are such a likable, laid-back guy, but you're also incredibly motivated and competitive. Tell us a little bit more about where that comes from.
Yeah, that's a funny question, I think, because you can't thrive in this space like, folks like Todd and Bill and Brian and Laura, you have to have a deep desire to win. And I don't think you can just make that up or encourage that in people. I think it's just within you. It's innate. And I think, I played a lot of sports like a lot of these folks, and I think at an early age, kind of have an entrepreneurial spirit with a desire to win in everything we do really drives us. And, I grew up in a family where my dad was an immigrant, came over here to go to college and barely could speak English and just had to kind of figure it out. And, ended up getting his doctorate, and he's got a PhD in basically IT field, and my mom was a business owner. And I think early on they just instilled, like, you got to work for everything you want and need, and we're not going to give it to you. And if you want it, go get it, and there's nothing getting in your way. And so that's kind of been, the way we approach things. And if we want that relationship, or we want that contract, or we want that opportunity or that employee, like, we're going to do everything we can. We're just not going to sit back and wait for it. And so, that's what's led us. And I think what's appealing about integrity, we see a lot of that. And I think what's most appealing is you look at the map with all the companies. And recently I showed that to my staff, and I showed them a map of from, what all the companies you guys have acquired 2 years ago compared to what it was about a month ago. That alone is incredible, right? Because all the font and the images start to get a little smaller because there's just so many. And so for us, that's what we wanted. We wanted to be a part of that, and we wanted to figure out how to be a part of it and how to go out and get it.
Man, that's so cool. One of the other things that I just admire so much about what you're doing, and just your family. You talked about family when we started. You guys really truly believe in giving back, and you've got deep faith, and you're giving back and going on mission trips. But you recently also adopted a son that I would love to hear more about that story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you're right. Family obviously is incredibly important to us. I know that's one of Integrity's pillars, and that was very appealing. Even just you sharing your story about your family, recently, that's just super appealing because I think it's real, right? That's real life. And so equally, and if not more important, is our faith, right? It's our faith that drives us. It's our faith that grounds us. It's our faith in God that gives us direction and humbles us and reminds us who's really in control. And so, I think of today as being a great movement of faith for us, just believing that God's a great provider and He does care for people. And so, in that, my wife actually was on a few mission trips to Haiti over the past several years, and just really began to just grow in her heart for the people and the children. And there's lots of children in Haiti without parents. And they're in orphanages, and some of them they aren't. And I think just that time there, she came back home several times saying, hey, we have resources, we have room in our home, we have we already have 3 children, and birth order is important. And so all these things, we begin to kind of mull over and try to figure out, okay, what's our place in this? Is it to give? Is it to go? Is it to actually go through the adoption process? Is it to, get into foster care? What is it, right? And so I think just taking a step of faith and just saying, all right, God, show us what you have for us. And so she filled out an application one day and submitted it to, start the process. And honestly, we thought it was going to take like 12 to 18 months. And so this is over 5 years ago. And so, you kind of, you mentally start getting ready for this, and you start, reading more and understanding what does this look like. And, it took almost 5 years. And so at some point, several points in the process, we didn't know if it was ever going to happen. And so we got connected to a little boy over there. At the time, I think he was like 3 years old. His name is Alexandre. Spelled like Alexander, but it's Alexandre. And so we call him Alex. And we got a chance to go over and live in Haiti for a month and spend time with him and get to know him and learn his story. And it was awesome. He came from a really great place, from a really sweet, caring grandmother. But what was crazy was it didn't take 12 to 18 months. Like I said, it took almost 5 years. And we got a call last March 24th, I believe. Or no, maybe it was the 21st. And they said, hey, the Haitian airport is getting ready to shut down for several months because of COVID. And there's one last flight out. I'd never even heard of the airline company. And so they said, we got to get the U.S. Embassy involved, but you've got about 48 hours to come and get him in Miami. A nurse is going to bring him to Miami if you're willing to come down and meet. Otherwise, you might not get him this year. And so, you think about now everybody's wearing masks. It's just the strangest timing, that we just couldn't even conceive. My kids are out of school now. It just is not what we thought it was going to be like. But God's bigger than all of that, right? And so in that, we got to go, and we flew on an airplane. There were 5 people on this massive airplane that we flew on. I think it was like American Air, because nobody was flying at the time. And we basically met this nurse at like 2:30 in the morning at the Miami airport, and we got him, and we were able to bring him home, and with the help of the U.S. Embassy and pushing things through with the Haitian government, we got him home at a time that, they say the first, really 60 days are when you just kind of need the cocoon and, lay low and just let him kind of absorb that time with your family. Well, the kids are not at school anymore, and nobody's going anywhere. So we really kind of had a year of doing this. And so it's kind of been incredible for our family. Certainly transitions, there were highs and lows at the beginning. But ultimately now he's 6, and he's got a sweet little Southern accent. And he and my son I have a 9-year-old son, and they are best friends. They are up every morning at 6:30, and they don't stop playing until every night at 8:30, and they are inseparable. And they're sad when they're apart, and it's really sweet. And so I have a 9-year-old son, an 11-year-old daughter, and a 12-year-old daughter. And so it's been just incredible for our family, and very rewarding to know that we're able to use our time, resources, talent, and gifts to do something impactful.
Man, that is just an amazing story of perseverance,
Mm-hmm.
And so my father-in-law is adopted, and he was adopted, and he talks about just the impact. He never knew his birth parents, never really cared, frankly, to go back and research that. But he talks about the impact and the life-changing trajectory. I can't say anything very clearly sometimes, but with my accent, but trajectory of this life-changing, event that really impacted now my family and my kids' family.
Yeah.
And he was raised in this very, Christian family that really impacted him, which impacted my wife, which is impacting all of us today. And so looking back at the impact that you and your family will have on Alex and future generations, and then being partner of integrity and just our core values and family makes me even more excited to be your partner. So, man, thank you so much for sharing that story. I can't wait to meet your entire family, including Alex, one day. But just like saying, like this, like there's so much. I think Mike Lynch, one of our partners, and I were talking on Friday. He was in town, and we were talking about how difficult of a time it was whenever we all had to work remote and everything that went on with COVID. And listen, it was hard for a lot of people, but for a lot of us, being able to spend more time with family, being able to kind of rebalance our lives in a lot of ways, like we were talking about with Laura Kimball coming up with this idea of we should all get on the phone every day and kind of reconnect and pray together, or have some time of inspiration. They created this podcast and it really brought our whole integrity family together. That I think we'll all be looking back at as just an incredible gift. And so, man, congratulations to you and your family. And we just could not be more excited to be partners here. So this is going to be so much fun, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I think lastly, we're excited to be a part for you guys to help us and us to get to know your team well, to just continue to grow and thrive and expand. And, I think we're so intrigued by your innovation and research and marketing and technology and recruiting. And, I really had to ask myself and my team, which side of the wave did we want to be on? Because it really is like a massive wave that's moving, right? And I think we all agreed, and my team, has been a part of the process pretty early on, and we wanted them to know and understand this process and understand what it means to go through this. And I think we all agreed that, we didn't want to miss out. We didn't want to be on the wrong side of the wave. And so, grateful to be a part of this.
Well, we are the ones who are grateful as well. So we'll be making this announcement tomorrow. This is an incredible video, incredible press release that will be going out. We cannot wait to make this announcement. I really want to thank again Ryan and Laura and Bill and Todd as well for jumping on and congratulating you. I know that means a lot to all of our partners and certainly to them to welcome you to the family. So it's going to be a lot of fun all getting together and I'm about to go download Get Along and listen to that.
There you go.
Well, congratulations.
Too.
Really, again, thanks for everybody's hard work. I hope everybody has an amazing 4th of July weekend. I hope you have a great week until then. But I hope everybody just really gets to celebrate with their family and just really enjoy this time as well as we not only announce great new partnerships, but also spend some time off with your family as well. So hope everybody has a great weekend and look forward to connecting with everybody on the next Inspire, which will be on Tuesday. I think this may be our first Tuesday version of this, the 6th. So as we all take off for 4th of July. God bless you guys all, and congratulations again, Dustin and your entire team. We're proud to be your partner.